Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm just super excited. I'm excited to just finally be in the big show and get to really test myself, man. Really get to put my skills to the test and hopefully showcase a lot of the stuff that my that we've been working on.
The AllStar app, the number one app in the business. UFC, Bellator, One Championship, PFL, and more. Get the app right now. Link in description. February 18th, you are back in action. You're returning to the octagon. How does it feel to that mode? You know what I mean? The mode of fighting, because it's been a while.
Yeah, it has, man. It feels really good to be back. It's been a minute since I think between by the time I stepped back in the cage this time, February 18th, and for my last fight, April 23rd, I believe, it's somewhere around 10 months, so pretty good layoff, but really good growth period in between that time. So it was very well worth the wait. Hopefully I'll get to show a lot of the stuff I've been working on once I get back in there this time.
What was behind this 10-month layoff?
Nothing in particular. Uh, there wasn't really, no injuries, no ass time off or anything. I was I basically was ready whenever they wanted to put me back in there. I was just staying in touch with my manager Jason House, and he was giving me some dates for later last year, and then I was like, telling him I'm ready whenever. So I was staying ready, and then that date would fall through, so he'd push it back and be like, "How about this date?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, let's do it." And that date would fall through, so he'd push it back. All right, then so did that a couple times, and finally it just led to February 18th, and we finally made it. So we're back in there.
Did they have any names for you, or was it just dates?
No, no, never a name. It was just a date. So I don't know if, yeah, I'm not really sure the reason. I don't know if they were intentionally, like it maybe giving me time. I know I'm fairly young and just started off my UFC career, so maybe they were giving me time to develop, or maybe they're just waiting for a good matchup. Not really sure, but nothing was ever said. But I don't really question any of it. The most important thing to me is just always being in the gym, getting better, always training. So the fights are going to come eventually, especially with me being fairly young. I don't want to wait too long or nothing. Especially now that I've had a little bit of a layoff, I'd like to stay active. So, but I'm never too stressed. God's timing is always perfect, and I trust His plan. So I'm just gonna try to do the best I can, stay ready, and whatever happens, happens.
Blessing in disguise, I guess, to have the layoff. It's not really a layoff if you're continually in the gym developing and maybe even helping other fighters with their camps as well, right? Is that what you've been doing?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I have an amazing team down here at Kill Cliff FC, and there's dude, everybody's always getting ready for fights. So we basically stay in fight camp year round. So even though I haven't had a fight myself here recently, um, excuse me, all my teammates are, we've always got guys cycling in and out of fight camp. So it basically feels like I've been in fight camp for quite a while, especially with me getting dates thrown at me. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm gonna stay ready just in case you know, I was hoping I wouldn't get another short notice, especially after taking one on just a couple days. But stay ready for anything just in case, when the opportunity presents itself, sometimes we got to take it.
Did you kind of like structure your training around other people's fights? Like, were you like, this week I'm gonna go help out so and so, and then the next week I'm gonna go help out so and so? Is that what you did, or you just went to the gym and things just happened?
Yeah, not even necessarily that much. It's just there's so many guys at our gym. We'll have, 50, 60 guys on the mat, I would assume, at a time. And of that, dang near half of them probably have fights coming up. So it's like you really don't have to go out of your way too much to be training with somebody that has a fight coming up, So usually, nah, I just show up. We have our routine, our regimented scheduled practices. So just show up every day and just work with whoever needs me.
Let's talk about the debut, man, at welterweight. Days notice. It's like that opportunity to get your foot in the door. You can't let it pass, type deal. And when you look back at it, just take us through like just signing the fight and then looking at the contract and it says welterweight and then jumping into like cutting weight and all of that stuff. Like,
Man, it was a hell of an experience for sure. Um, I think I got the fight on I got the fight confirmed on 4 days notice. I think I it was mentioned 5 or 6 days, 5 or 6 days before. Got it confirmed on like 4 days notice. Uh, Honestly, if you want the whole run through, I'll do it. I'll try to do a quick run through. I got it confirmed middle of the day on a Tuesday, I think, something like that. No, it was a Monday. It was a Monday. So they tried flying me out real late Monday night. They couldn't get any flights, so they scheduled me a flight for like 4 in the morning on Tuesday. So I had a crap ton of paperwork to do. They were sending me all kinds of stuff I had to fill out, and then had a 45-minute call with USADA to walk me through their testing program, what they expect of me, yada yada, and then a ton of paperwork for them. So I was doing paperwork all night. And I packed bags, getting ready to go, and headed out super early. I accidentally slept for like an hour or two that night because I was so excited. I couldn't believe, it was just so much on my mind, and had to be up so early. So got on the plane. I was supposed to, as soon as I arrived, I was going from Fort Lauderdale to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to Vegas. And as soon as I arrived in Vegas, I had all my physical or my all my medicals I had to get done. I had an eye exam, physical, and MRI. Along with I was supposed to do poster signings and media that day also. And so I was flew to Atlanta, and then at Atlanta, I had to change planes, and then that plane got stuck on the runway for like an hour. So I was running like an hour behind, and so I got there. I missed my first medical. Uh, I had to go straight to the second one. Went and got an eye exam. Got my eyes dilated. Fucked up my eyes for the whole day. I couldn't see nothing. Trying to read my phone. It was all blurry. And then rushed and got a physical exam. And then after that, I had to go do media stuff. And then um, uh, after that, I had to go get the MRI and everything. And then finally, at the end of the day, got the chance to sit down and collect my thoughts and figure out what the heck was going on. But rest of the week went pretty smooth the next couple days. But the weight cut to 170 wasn't hard. I was already getting ready for a fight at 55. So I was actually down to, when they called me, I was 172. And I was like, shoot, I immediately went and hit the sushi buffet. I was freaking smashing. I was gonna put on a little bit of weight if I could. So I'd still have to, do a little bit of a cut to get to 70 so I can try to be as big as I could for the night of the fight. Not as big as I had hoped, definitely compared to Preston Parsons. That boy was swole. Um, but nah, man, it was such an amazing experience. It was almost better that it was so overwhelming, and I let the moment get the best of me. I was so focused on everything else going on. It just seemed like so much stuff. I was like flying and traveling and getting all these exams done and doing media and like all kinds of paperwork. Getting to meet all these people at the UFC, like freaking Forrest Griffin and everybody that works there. I'm just like, dude, I was starstruck and couldn't believe it was going on. And then finally, I was like in the cage, and I was like, oh shit, I have to fight too. Like, kind of lost sight of that. And man, my nerves hit me real bad. Had a bad adrenaline dump, so I was pretty gassed right at the beginning of the fight. But tried my best. I wasn't gonna let the moment, pass me by. So tried to make the most of it. Didn't come out victorious, but I tried to. Wasn't a great performance. I fought pretty bad because I was just exhausted from the get-go. But I think I saved it with fighting with a bunch of heart. But this time I hope will be significantly better. I'll get to showcase my talents and my skills a little bit better.
Do you come out of that like mentally as like this fight was like a one off? You know what I mean? It's not even at my weight class. It's just the opportunity to get my foot in the door. Now I get to show like who I really am in this fight coming up.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly how I look at it, man. It's just like this was the opportunity I took to like exactly like you said, get my foot in the door, get this next fight, and hopefully a couple after, and fortunately, man, seriously, it's like as cliche as it is to say, it's like our failures, man. We learn so much more from them, and like I learned so much from this whole experience, and I think especially because everything went wrong. I just realized, like, I did so many things incorrectly that just smacked me in the face afterwards. Like, look, look at all this stuff you did wrong. This is exactly what you need to work on. This is where you need to improve, and we're gonna come back knowing what's going on, having a little bit better of an understanding this time around. And so it was just a stepping stone, man. Not even just a stepping stone. It was a freaking launch pad. and I really think that it calls for a lot of growth.
I've talked to like I don't even know how many fighters that have been through the exact same situation as you
Yeah,
did. You
it's
know what I
pretty
mean?
common.
It's just like a tornado of like everything being thrown at you. But you came out of it with learning lessons. I think that's the main thing. You didn't let it crush you, and now you're facing off against Nazim Sadykhov. Like, what do you think of him?
Yeah, man, I'm excited, dude. Dude's tough, dude's super legit. Especially at this level in the UFC, you're not gonna, we're not gonna fight anybody that's not high level, So if you're in the UFC, you're there for a reason. And Nazim's tough, man. He's making his UFC debut, but um, I think we actually got the same record. But I remember watching him on the Contender Series, and before I was scheduled to fight him, long before I was scheduled to fight him, I was like, oh damn, that dude's really good. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for him, because I knew he was in my weight class. And yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm just super excited. I'm excited to just finally be in the big show and get to really test myself, man. Really get to put my skills to the test and hopefully showcase a lot of the stuff that my that we've been working on and just trying to improve. So I'm super excited. He's super tough, dude. He's gonna march straight forward. Likes to strike. I think he's just gonna try to stay in and strike with me. I like striking too, so I think it's going to cause for a fun fight.
Do you look at yourself as like one particular style, or do you feel like you are a complete mixed martial artist?
I would say identify as a mixed martial artist because I really did kind of start in mixed martial arts. I had somewhat of a wrestling background, like a junior high wrestling background, seventh and eighth grade, and then my freshman year. But so very limited wrestling background, and even whenever I wrestled, I wasn't any good. I was just a freaking just happened to outwork a lot of people. That's how I got a lot of my wins. I'd get beat up for 2.5 periods, and they would just be exhausted from whooping my ass, and I just keep working and somehow pin them. But anyways, yeah, I basically started in MMA, so I would definitely identify me personally as a mixed martial artist. I don't really necessarily say I have a. I don't even know if I have a. Uh, it's not like I have a pedigree in anything. I didn't. I'm not a collegiate wrestler or like a black belt in taekwondo or any of these number of things that a lot of people have. They kind of have this skill that they honed before coming to mixed martial arts. But I think it's an advantage and a disadvantage. It'd be nice to be an elite level anything, but I think the big advantage to that is the ability to mix it up. That I am comfortable everywhere, and I really don't think I have any too big of holes in my game. Not a striker that can't grapple, and I'm not a grappler that can't strike. I feel comfortable taking it anywhere, and I really do feel like my strongest my biggest strength is actually probably my mind, just the ability to work hard. So hopefully, I think I'll anytime it gets into deep waters, I'll get to show that.
Nazim, like what's intriguing about him though, like for you mostly, because this is skill versus skill. This is a competition. What I mean, people call it fighting. Yes, it is fighting, but at the end of the day, you guys are competitors.
hmm Yeah, no, he's he's a southpaw. He's likes to keep a good high guard, and he's a good boxer. That's what I've taken away more than anything. He's got good spinning kicks, so he'll throw some flashy, spinning attacks and stuff. But for the most part, I think he's going to try to march forward, and try to box me up. He likes to be on the inside. He sits down and throws combos well. So I think he does a lot of stuff really well. What he does it well. I do think he has some holes in his game, and that's what I'm going to be trying my best to exploit. And I think my easiest path to victory is going to be to make it an MMA fight. Like I was saying, I'm not just a striker or grappler or anything like that. I'm a mixed martial artist, so do my best to keep the level changes up and down, keep them guessing. My strikes are going to set up my takedowns. My takedowns are going to set up my strikes. Um, but I think he's going to primarily want to come just straight forward and just draw me into a brawl and get me to sit down in the pocket with him where he can sit down and let loose some combinations. And I think that's the biggest thing I got to avoid. But um, yeah, I think that's pretty much the biggest part that I see from him. It's gonna be a fun fight though, man. He's really tough. He's freaking also, like I said, everybody in the UFC, man, they're there for a reason. There's nobody that's gonna have these gaping holes in their mentality is the biggest thing. It's like everybody in the UFC is probably a very high level competitor in the sense of having that competitor's mentality. You know, I'm here to compete. I'm not just gonna, they're not just gonna give up once things get hard, you know. So I know he's definitely got that in him too. But like you said, it's a competition. I'm gonna show him that I'm hoping that that skill of mine in particular is definitely gonna shine through.
How was it fighting in the Apex?
It was all right. Yeah, I didn't particularly, you know, care for it too much. It was a little underwhelming. Came out and there was like 12 people in seats, you know, so it wasn't, definitely wasn't no crowd or nothing, but it's all good, man. It felt like, fighting in COVID. I fought for LFA during COVID and, there was nobody, like literally just crickets. And, that was weird, you know, so weirder that it's not even like, you know, a lot of people compare it to like fighting in the gym. They're like, oh, it feels like you're just sparring, you know. But I was like, it's weirder than that. There's freaking music playing and other people freaking cracking and a lot of stuff going on around you in the gym. It's like you got a good vibe. This is just like crickets, you know. So it's all right though. I'm excited. I'm excited to get to do it again. And hopefully make up for my mistakes this last time doing it, and then move on to an arena hopefully.
February 18th, man. UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas. Evan, thank you so much, man. Go in the descriptions, download the AllStar app, everybody. See you, man, in Vegas in the Apex. Thank you, man. It's going to be incredible.
Yes, sir. I can't wait, man. It was good talking to you, man. Missed you.